Now, when it comes to picking an autoresponder, you have a lot to choose from. Now, there's two big ones which we'll look at in a minute, but there's plenty of smaller ones. And there's a few things you need to weigh up when you consider an autoresponder. You've got to weigh up longevity. Is it going to be around in a year's time? Is it going to be around in 5 years' time? Some of the smaller startups have done really well. They've grabbed a load of attention, but then they failed for whatever reason. And it means that the people that built their list on them have then lost their lists or been unable to transfer them in some cases. So you have to consider that. You also have to consider deliverability. At the end of the day, the key to succeeding with having a list is actually getting those emails delivered. If those emails are not arriving, then let's face it, it's a waste of your time and money. You need to make sure that you get your emails delivered. Not just delivered, but in the inbox and not in the spam box. And that is very, very important. It's one thing where some of the smaller autoresponders struggle with. Now, the bigger ones, like the two I'm going to show you, they have a very high level of deliverability because they work with the email companies like Yahoo and Hotmail and so on in order to make sure that their messages get delivered. They have very, very strict and very strictly enforced anti-spam laws. They ensure that you use double opt-in most of the time and so on. So basically they make sure that you build a genuine list, and this gives them the ability to turn around to people like Hotmail and say, look, our emails are good, you can trust ours because, and the companies would agree. So there's two of these companies that you can use, and both of them are pretty much the same, to be perfectly honest. There's a few differences, but at the end of the day it comes down to personal opinion. Now, the first I want to show you is Aweber. Aweber is very powerful. It's been around for a long, long time. I don't think it tells you on here exactly when it started. 1998 it appeared. So we know that Aweber isn't going to disappear anytime soon. It's got thousands and thousands of people using it. Literally, it's incredible. It's so well used. There you are, over 100,000 people using it. But the thing is it has very good rates of deliverability. It's pretty easy to use, and of course it has a $1 trial. Now, pricing again on both of these is very similar, and you can see here that gives you an idea of the pricing for the first month. For up to 500, first month it's $1, and then it's $19 a month for up to 500 subscribers. And you can see here as it goes up, so your price increases. So it's an extra $10 a month for up to 2,500, and then it's extra $30 a month up to 5,000, and so on. So again, you can see exactly how much it is there. The other big one is GetResponse, and again, very similar. You can have a 30-day free trial with this one. So if you really don't want to spend any money, then you can have a 30-day trial and see what you think about it. It tells you here some of the people that are using it. It integrates obviously with everything, just like Aweber does. And the pricing, funnily enough, is pretty much the same, as you'll see. It's a bit lower now, so this is interesting. Aweber, GetResponse always used to be more similar price to Aweber, but they've obviously decided that they're going to lower their prices in order to compete on a slightly different way. So £12 a month, that works out at, if I just change that, that works out at probably close to, in fact, very similar, I think. Let's just double check, see if I see US. I'm still insisting on showing me the United Kingdom prices. That's a shame. So I think £12 is round about $19. So actually, it's very similar. But with Aweber, it's up to 500 is $19, whereas here $19 is up to 1,000. That's going to be sort of closer to $30. If we look here, $30 gets you up to 2,500. Similar, up to 10,000 is £54. So you're probably talking about $70–80. So up to 10,000 is $50 here. So there is a bit of difference in the pricing, but at the end of the day, they're going to be very, very similar. They're similar in features and so on. There's very, very little differences. I know people are going to pull me up on that and say, oh, there's all these sorts of differences. And yeah, there are differences at the end of the day. and you can click on the features and have a look. But ultimately, they pretty much do the same thing. They deliver emails, which is what you want them to do. So whichever you decide to pick, it's entirely up to you. Now, like I said, you can look at the smaller ones, but the smaller ones don't tend to be around so long. The other problem with the smaller ones is also deliverability tends to be a lot worse, which impacts your business significantly because it means you're not making the money from it. So sit down and think about which one of these you prefer. Have the free trial on both of them. Have a go on the interface, create an email, see what you think. If you don't like him, cancel it. And you've not lost anything. You lost $1 in the case of this. You know, that's fine. But you get a money back guarantee. So if you don't like it, you can get your $1 back. But it's worth just having to go with both of them and just seeing which you feel is the better one for yourself. Like I said, I've used both. Both are good. Both are very, very good. There's lots of similarities. There are a few differences, but ultimately it's a personal choice. But you need to pick an autoresponder. Whichever one of these two you decide to pick is entirely up to you. But you need a good quality, reliable autoresponder. If you cannot get the deliverability through to the inbox, it's going to dramatically reduce the effectiveness of your list, and it's going to impact the amount you can earn from it.